Question 1. Conceptual. An adjuster is handling a property insurance claim and needs to determine the settlement amount. The policy in question has a $200,000 limit on the dwelling and an 80% coinsurance clause. The actual value of the dwelling at the time of the loss is $250,000. If the policyholder had only insured the property for $150,000 and the loss amounted to $50,000, what is the amount the adjuster should pay? A. $37,500. B. $40,000. C. $42,500. D. $50,000. Answer A. $37,500. Explanation. According to the coinsurance clause, the insurer requires the insured to maintain coverage equal to at least 80% of the dwelling's value to receive full compensation on partial losses. Here's the calculation. Required insurance, 0.86 to 100,000. Actual insurance carried, $150,000. The ratio of insurance carried to required insurance, 150,000 per 100,000 equals 0.75. Since the insured met only 75% of the required coverage, the payment is reduced by the same ratio. Settlement 0.75 $37,500. This demonstrates the coinsurance penalty for underinsurance in a policy with an 80% coinsurance clause. Question 2. Scenario-based. Mr. Stevens, an Alabama-based independent adjuster, is assigned a claim where a homeowner's garage was partially damaged by fire. The homeowner's policy includes replacement cost coverage, but also specifies that damaged property must be repaired or replaced before the adjuster can issue a settlement based on replacement cost. The homeowner requests immediate reimbursement for the actual cash value (CV) but has not made any repairs. How should Mr. Stevens proceed according to Alabama regulations? A. Deny the claim as the repairs were not completed. B. Issue the replacement cost payment as requested. C. Offer an ACV settlement initially, then issue the replacement cost payment upon completion of repairs. D. Refuse any settlement until the repairs are finished and inspected. Answer. C. Offer an ACV settlement initially, then issue the replacement cost payment upon completion of repairs. Explanation. Under Alabama property insurance regulations, if a policy includes replacement cost coverage but mandates that repairs be completed for full replacement cost reimbursement, the adjuster should initially offer an actual cash value (ACV) settlement. ACV accounts for depreciation, which is paid up front. Once the policyholder completes the repairs, they can submit evidence and the adjuster can issue the additional replacement cost amount. Refusing payment or denying the claim would not align with the terms of most standard policies and may violate fair claims handling practices. Question 3. Compliance and ethics. An adjuster working on behalf of an insurance company in Alabama encounters a potential fraud case where a claimant's statements conflict with documented evidence. What is the adjuster's primary duty under Alabama insurance laws regarding fraud prevention and reporting? A. Document the inconsistencies but continue processing the claim to avoid delays. B. Report the suspected fraud to the insurance company's special investigation unit. C. And include documentation. C. Deny the claim immediately due to the suspicion of fraud. D. Ignore the inconsistencies unless instructed otherwise by a supervisor. Answer. B. Report the suspected fraud to the insurance company's special investigation unit. C. And include documentation. Explanation. Alabama's insurance regulations emphasize the importance of fraud prevention and reporting. Adjusters are required to act as fiduciaries, maintaining high ethical standards. When fraud is suspected, the adjuster's duty is to report the case to their company's SIU or designated fraud prevention department. Denying a claim outright without proper investigation could lead to a breach of good faith, and continuing to process the claim without addressing potential fraud would be negligent. Proper documentation is essential in fraud cases to ensure compliance with Alabama's insurance fraud statutes and regulatory standards for ethical claims handling. Question 4. Legal principles and terms in Alabama. An adjuster is handling a property damage claim where the insured is asserting they should be paid for a total loss of their property. The property's fair market value is $50,000, but the replacement cost is $75,000. The adjuster determines the actual cash value (ACV) of the property to be $45,000 after accounting for depreciation. How much should the adjuster authorize if the policy covers ACV? A. $50,000. B. $45,000. C. $75,000. D. $55,000. Answer. B. $45,000. Explanation. Since the policy covers actual cash value (ACV), the adjuster should pay $45,000, reflecting the fair market value minus depreciation. CV policies compensate based on the depreciated value rather than replacement cost, aligning with Alabama's guidelines for fair claim practices. Question 5. Ethics and fiduciary responsibility. An Alabama adjuster receives a request from a claimant for additional compensation above the claim settlement for emotional distress caused by the incident. How should the adjuster respond? A. Approve the request if the claimant can provide proof of emotional distress. B. Explain that standard property and casualty policies do not typically cover emotional distress. C. Consult the insurer's legal department for approval. D. Increase the settlement by a percentage to cover the distress. Answer. B. Explain that standard property and casualty policies do not typically cover emotional distress. Explanation. Alabama's property and casualty policies generally exclude non-economic damages like emotional distress, unless specified otherwise. Adjusters must clarify coverage limits without extending beyond the policy's terms to remain compliant with Alabama regulations. Question 6. Adjusting procedures in investigation. An adjuster in Alabama is investigating a claim that includes water damage to a homeowner's basement caused by a recent storm. The adjuster notices evidence of pre-existing water damage unrelated to the recent event. What is the appropriate course of action? A. Include all visible damage in the claim to simplify the process. B. Distinguish and document both the recent and pre-existing damage separately. C. Exclude all damage from the claim due to the presence of pre-existing conditions. D. Approve the claim but apply a deductible for the pre-existing damage. Answer. B. Distinguish and document both the recent and pre-existing damage separately. Explanation. Adjusters in Alabama must document and assess only the damage resulting directly from the insured event. Pre-existing conditions should be noted but excluded from the claim to ensure accurate reporting and compliance with policy terms. Question 7. Policy types and coverage. An Alabama policyholder has a HO3 homeowners policy. During a severe storm, a tree falls and damages the insured's roof and a neighbor's fence. Which of the following best describes the coverage provided? A. The policy covers damage to the neighbor's fence but excludes damage to the insured's roof. B. The policy covers damage to the insured's roof but excludes damage to the neighbor's fence. C. The policy excludes both damages due to acts of nature. D. The policy covers both damages under personal liability and property coverage sections. Answer. D. The policy covers both damages under personal liability and property coverage sections. Explanation. Under a HO3 policy in Alabama, the insured's property, the roof, would be covered under property coverage, while liability coverage may cover damage to a third party's property, the neighbor's fence. This emphasizes the adjuster's need to understand coverage terms for both property damage and liability. Question 8. Subrogation and recovery. If an Alabama adjuster successfully recovers funds from a third party responsible for a loss after the insurer has already paid the claim, what is the typical process for handling these recovered funds? The adjuster must return all recovered funds directly to the insured. B. The funds are returned to the insurer, who may then reimburse the insured for any deductible. C. The adjuster keeps a portion of the funds as a service fee. D. The adjuster uses the recovered funds to cover other claims. Answer. B. The funds are returned to the insurer, who may then reimburse the insured for any deductible. Explanation. In Alabama, insurers are entitled funds recovered through subrogation to recoup their claim costs. Often, the insured's deductible is reimbursed if sufficient funds are recovered, ensuring fair treatment to the insured while upholding the insurer's rights. Question 9. Claims settlement options. An Alabama adjuster has the option to replace or repair a damaged item instead of making a cash settlement. Under what circumstances would this be most appropriate? A. When the item is over 10 years old. B. When the policy specifies replacement cost settlement. C. When repair or replacement is more cost-effective than cash settlement. D. Only when the insured requests repair or replacement. Answer. C. When repair or replacement is more cost-effective than cash settlement. Explanation. In Alabama, insurers may opt to repair or replace damaged property if it results in a more economical resolution of the claim. Adjusters should evaluate all cost-effective settlement options within the policy terms to align with Alabama's guidelines for fair and efficient claim management. Question 10. Time limitations for claim reporting according to Alabama regulations. How long does a policyholder typically have to file a claim after discovering a loss? A. 30 days. B. 60 days. C. 90 days. D. Promptly is specified by the policy. Answer: D. Promptly is specified by the policy. Explanation: most insurance policies require prompt notification, though the exact timing may vary by policy type. Alabama adjusters must ensure that claim submissions comply with any specified timelines and advise policyholders of any potential consequences of delayed reporting. Question 11. Statutory requirements. In Alabama, adjusters must maintain a valid license. If an adjuster's license expires, what is the required action to continue working legally? A. Continue working while applying for renewal within 30 days. B. Refrain from practicing and apply for reinstatement. C. Work as a trainee until the renewal is processed. D. Pay a fine and continue working. Answer: B. Refrain from practicing and apply for reinstatement. Explanation: Alabama requires adjusters to hold an active, valid license to practice. If a license expires, the adjuster must stop working until reinstated, upholding the state's commitment to licensed and regulated claims professionals. Question 12. Insurance contract basics. In Alabama, an adjuster encounters a policy with ambiguous language regarding whether it covers certain types of water damage. What is the correct approach to resolving this ambiguity? A. Deny the claim based on lack of clarity in the policy. B. Interpret the ambiguity in favor of the insurer. C. Interpret the ambiguity in favor of the insured. D. Request a legal opinion from the insurer's attorney. Answer: C. Interpret the ambiguity in favor of the insured. Explanation: under Alabama insurance law, ambiguities in an insurance policy are generally interpreted in favor of the insured. This principle aligns with the doctrine of contra pro forentum, which provides insured individuals the benefit of any unclear language in policy documents. Question 13. Liability claim handling. An Alabama adjuster is handling a liability claim where the insured is partially at fault for the incident. Alabama follows a doctrine of contributory negligence. What does this mean for the adjuster's claim decision? A. The claim may still be partially paid, proportional to fault. B. The claim is denied if the insured is found to be at all negligent. C. The claim is paid in full regardless of the insured's fault. D. The adjuster should negotiate a reduced settlement based on shared fault. Answer: B. The claim is denied if the insured is found to be at all negligent. Explanation: Alabama adheres to the contributory negligence rule, which bars recovery if the insured is even slightly at fault in a liability claim. This rule is one of the strictest negligence standards and impacts how adjusters handle such claims. Question 14. Property damage estimation. An insured's property is damaged by fire, and an Alabama adjuster is responsible for estimating repair costs. Which resource is most commonly used to verify labor and material costs for an accurate settlement? A. The adjuster's personal estimates. B. The insured's initial repair estimate. C. A recognized estimating software or industry standard pricing guide. D. Local contractor estimates without verification. Answer: C. A recognized estimating software or industry standard pricing guide. Explanation: adjusters often use standard estimating software or pricing guides to ensure accurate, consistent repair cost assessments. This approach aligns with Alabama's standards for fair and objective claim evaluations. Question 15. Policy exclusions. A homeowner in Alabama files a claim after experiencing flood damage, but their policy excludes flood coverage. What is the appropriate course of action for the adjuster? A. Investigate the damage regardless of the exclusion. B. Explain the exclusion to the insured and deny the claim. C. Approve partial coverage based on the extent of the damage. D. Recommend the insured file a separate claim under an unrelated policy. Answer: B. Explain the exclusion to the insured and deny the claim. Explanation: since most standard homeowners policies in Alabama exclude flood damage, the adjuster must inform the insured about the exclusion and deny the claim accordingly. This emphasizes the importance of policy review and clarification with policyholders. Question 16. Claim settlement options. An Alabama adjuster is working on an auto claim where the cost to repair the vehicle approaches its actual cash value. In this case, the adjuster should A. Automatically total the vehicle and issue a full payment. B. Offer the insured the option to repair or replace the vehicle. C. Conduct a total loss evaluation to determine the most economical option. D. Base the decision solely on the insured's preference. Answer: C. Conduct a total loss evaluation to determine the most economical option. Explanation: Alabama adjusters evaluate total loss when repair costs approach the vehicle's ACV. The adjuster should consider the vehicle's salvage value and costs to ensure the most cost-effective settlement aligns with Alabama's insurance regulations. Question 17. Replacement cost versus actual cash value. A homeowner's property insurance policy in Alabama has a replacement cost provision, but also an actual cash value ACV option. If the insured opts for a cash settlement, which amount is typically provided? A. The replacement cost without depreciation. B. The actual cash value, accounting for depreciation. C. The replacement cost with appreciation. D. The full market value of the property. Answer. B. The actual cash value, accounting for depreciation. Explanation. When a cash settlement is chosen under a policy with replacement cost coverage, the ACV, which includes depreciation, is generally paid. This ensures compliance with Alabama's regulations and accurately reflects the property's current value. Question 18. Uninsured motorist coverage. An Alabama insured is involved in an accident with an at-fault uninsured driver. Under Alabama law, uninsured motorist coverage is A. Optional and only included upon request by the insured. B. Mandatory with every auto insurance policy. C. Automatically included in all auto policies with no option to waive. D. Limited to specific policy types. Answer. A. Optional and only included upon request by the insured. Explanation. In Alabama, uninsured motorist coverage is not mandatory, but insurers must offer it. The insured may choose to accept or reject it, and it provides protection if the at-fault driver lacks insurance. Question 19. Fraud detection. While investigating a claim in Alabama, adjuster finds inconsistencies in the insured's statements and evidence of possible fraud. The adjuster's best course of action is to A. Ignore the discrepancies to avoid complications. B. Consult with the insurer's special investigation unit. C. Deny the claim immediately based on suspicion. D. Report the insured to local law enforcement. Answer. B. Consult with the insurer's special investigation unit. C. Explanation. When there is a suspicion of fraud, Alabama adjusters should escalate the case to the SIU. This unit is equipped to conduct thorough investigations, ensuring that fraudulent activity is properly addressed. Question 20. Subrogation rights. After settling a claim, an Alabama adjuster discovers that another party may have been responsible for the insured's loss. The adjuster should A. Attempt to recover the amount paid by pursuing subrogation rights. B. Close the claim without further action. C. Request reimbursement from the insured. D. Offer the insured a partial refund. Answer. A. Attempt to recover the amount paid by pursuing subrogation rights. Explanation. Alabama insurers can pursue subrogation to recover funds from responsible third parties. This process allows the insurer to recoup costs while safeguarding the insured's interests, especially if a deductible is involved. Question 21. Documentation and record-keeping. In Alabama, how long must an adjuster retain documentation related to each claim after the settlement is finalized? A. 1 year. B. 3 years. C. 5 years. D. 7 years. Answer. C. 5 years. Explanation. Alabama requires adjusters to retain claim records for at least 5 years following settlement. Proper documentation helps maintain compliance and supports accountability in case of future disputes. Question 22. Homeowners policy coverage limits. A policyholder's HO3 policy in Alabama includes a $200,000 limit on dwelling coverage and a $100,000 limit on personal property. The fire damages both the home and its contents. How much can the insured claim for personal property under the policy? A. Up to $200,000. B. Up to $100,000. C. Only actual cash value of personal property. D. An unlimited amount for personal property. Answer. B. Up to $100,000. Explanation. The HO3 policy limit for personal property is set at $100,000, regardless of dwelling coverage. This limit defines the maximum amount payable for personal property, ensuring the insured's recovery aligns with policy specifications. Question 23. Statute of limitations on claims in Alabama. What is the statute of limitations for filing a property damage insurance claim? A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 3 years. D. 4 years. Answer. B. 2 years. Explanation. Alabama has a 2-year statute of limitations for filing property damage claims, meaning insureds must file their claim within 2 years from the date of loss to pursue recovery under their policy. Question 24. Depreciation calculation. An Alabama adjuster is handling a claim for a roof damaged by hail. If the roof is 10 years old and has a 20-year life expectancy, how should the adjuster calculate depreciation for an actual cash value SEV payment? A. Depreciate 10% per year. B. Depreciate 5% per year. C. Depreciate 50% of replacement cost. D. Do not depreciate if the roof is less than 20 years old. Answer: C. Depreciate 50% of replacement cost. Explanation: since the roof has reached half its life expectancy, depreciation would be calculated at 50% of the replacement cost, which reflects the roof's remaining useful life for an accurate ACV assessment. Question 25. Medical payments coverage. In Alabama, medical payments coverage under an auto insurance policy will cover medical expenses for A. Only the policyholder, B. Passengers in the policyholder's vehicle and the policyholder, C. Only third parties involved in the accident, D. The policyholder, passengers, and any injured pedestrians. Answer: B. Passengers in the policyholder's vehicle and the policyholder. Explanation: medical payments coverage typically covers medical expenses for the policyholder and passengers in the insured vehicle regardless of fault, but does not extend to pedestrians. Question 26. Notice of claim. Under Alabama insurance regulations, what is the adjuster's responsibility if an insured fails to provide prompt notice of a claim? A. Automatically deny the claim. B. Determine if the delay in notice prejudiced the insurer's ability to investigate. C. Require the insured to pay a penalty for late notice. D. Contact the insured and warn them of potential denial. Answer: B. Determine if the delay in notice prejudiced the insurer's ability to investigate. Explanation: Alabama adjusters must evaluate whether the delay in reporting impacted the insurer's ability to investigate or handle the claim properly. A delay alone may not be grounds for denial without proving prejudice to the insurer. Question 27. Third-party property damage. An Alabama driver insured under a standard auto policy is at fault in an accident causing damage to a third party's fence. Which coverage will apply to pay for the fence damage? A. Collision coverage. B. Uninsured motorist coverage. C. Property damage liability coverage. D. Comprehensive coverage. Answer: C. Property damage liability coverage. Explanation: property damage liability covers damage to another party's property, such as offense caused by the insured's vehicle. This coverage is intended to handle third-party property claims in at-fault accidents. Question 28. Actual cash value versus replacement cost. An Alabama homeowner files a claim for a 5-year-old refrigerator that was destroyed in a covered loss. The adjuster is required to calculate the payment based on actual cash value SEV. Which factors should be included? A. Only the replacement cost of a similar new refrigerator. B. Replacement cost minus depreciation based on age and condition. C. The insured's preferred reimbursement method. D. The initial purchase price of the refrigerator. Answer: B. Replacement cost minus depreciation based on age and condition. Explanation: actual cash value considers the item's replacement cost less depreciation. This ensures the payout reflects the refrigerator's reduced value over time rather than its full replacement cost. Question 29. Independent adjuster requirements. In Alabama, independent adjusters are required to A. Hold a bond or insurance policy to operate. B. Work exclusively for one insurance company. C. Only handle catastrophic claims. D. Provide a public adjusting service. Answer: A. Hold a bond or insurance policy to operate. Explanation: independent adjusters in Alabama must typically be bonded or insured to legally perform adjusting services, which protects consumers and ensures professional accountability. Question 30. Unfair claims practices. An Alabama adjuster knowingly misrepresents facts or policy provisions during a claim settlement. It may constitute A. A valid negotiating strategy. B. A violation of Alabama's Unfair Claims Settlement Practices Act. C. A standard adjusting technique. D. An appropriate response to minimize payout. Answer: B. A violation of Alabama's Unfair Claims Settlement Practices Act. Explanation: misrepresentation of policy provisions is prohibited under the Alabama Unfair Claims Settlement Practices Act, which protects insureds from deceptive practices in claims handling.